Hi, I'm Diana Brodskaja, presenter at Fashion Channel, where style meets substance. We are here in Tallinn at special media-focused event, How to Get Media Attention, Do's and Don'ts straight from journalists, hosted by PRNEWS and Grit. Tonight we will dive into real-life stories, honest advice and insider tips from journalists and PR experts. So stay with us as we talk with guests and find out what really makes a media pitch stand out. First of all, thank you for a wonderful speech that you had today. And what mistakes do you see the most often when startups try to get media attention?
I totally thought you were going to ask me what mistakes did I make, and I was like, oh, were they obvious? So I suppose, well, for me, I think the main thing is they always pitch us as if we're investors. And it's a different kind of a pitch when you're pitching media, because we're not going to be able to help you out. Particularly events, if we meet them at events, like they're pitching us as if they're pitching an investor, or they might be standing next to us pitching to us when an investor's waiting to talk to them, and then it's like, maybe you should chat to them about that. So I think that's probably the biggest mistake. And also, one mistake they do make is they always think that they have news, and it quite possibly is not newsworthy. So always think before you send the email. Who cares? But in a nice way, who cares?
When it comes to is there any golden rule when it comes to crafting a perfect press release?
No, absolutely not. There really isn't. I'm not kidding. I do think that in the first couple of paragraphs, if I'm reading it, then I want to know the who, where, what, why, when. I mean, just throw it all in there, and then you can pad out your press release with some information, maybe a quote. Definitely make sure that your images are attached to this email, or that there's a link in the press release to images. Don't have us looking for images from you again. But no, I think, the most important thing is just get straight to the point, and then if you want to fluff out with facts and figures later, do. But the first thing that I would say don't do is tell us about something like, like say in COVID, it was like, oh, we've all gone through hard times, it was COVID. That's wasted a sentence that we didn't need to read. Do you know what I mean? We all know it was a hard time during COVID,
Yeah, but it's important to know. Still.
Don't state the obvious, basically, you know what I mean? We know it already.
When it comes to media pitches, what really gets journalist attention? How to make your pitch to stand out?
Okay, so I mentioned this earlier, that I think it's really important that the founder knows their story. So an interesting founder story could be more interesting than the actual story. Quite often we get press releases, and what you think is the story that you sent to us, and the most important part is actually not really the story, but we might find a little nugget in the press release. So make sure that you cover as many bases as you possibly can, I guess, in that regard. But definitely a cool founder story, a friendly opening towards us as well. I mean, we're human beings at the end of the day. We want you to
everyone forget that.
Yeah, exactly. Speak to us like we're another human being. That's definitely good. Like I said as well, catchy images. Do you know what I mean? Because we want our pieces to look good as well. And if you've got shitty images, then we're just going to be like, why am I going to bother? Because that's too, forward and back again. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. That was very interesting, Clara.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. How did you enjoy the panel discussion we had today?
I was having the panel discussion with my good friend, so we had a lot of fun on stage, like we typically do. So it's good to be talking about media to the people, especially when in the audience there might be people who are not that familiar with actually how the international news outlets work.
So, what mistakes do you see the most often when it comes to startups try to get media attention?
They think they are the king. That's I think the most common one. We need this tomorrow to be published in Bloomberg. And typically for the startup, Bloomberg doesn't really care. And I think that's the most common one. And then they kind of run head first to the wall and have no way out in a way from the situation and bleeding.
But when it comes to media pitches, what really gets a journalist's attention? So how to make your pitch stand out?
It has to become, it really gets your attention when it's clear that this is only for me, I'm getting this information exclusively, and it's changing the world. That makes the thing stand out.
Is there any difference when you try to make a press release? So is there any golden rule when it comes to crafting the perfect press release? Is there any?
It has to be simple. It has to be understandable. AI does amazing work crafting press releases which no one understands.
Right, I heard this tip about this using these overwhelming words as huge, grand, the most.
If you're doing something, the biggest in the world, please tell it to the audience. But you have to have proof to say that you are the first, or you are the biggest, or you have to have some ground to claim that you will be the biggest.
Is it relevant for startup to invest in PR on an early stage?
Absolutely. As we usually say, from day one. That's one thing that sometimes startups, they don't really understand that point. They think, okay, let's try to grow somewhere else first. But your online presence should be built from day one. That's how your investors will look for you. That's how financial institutions do their due diligence on you. And you should be out there. You should be published somehow. So, absolutely.
Is there anything that you can say that every founder should know before sending a press release?
I think, again, personalize and tell your story. I think this is also something the journalists talked about today, and people don't want to know about the business itself. They want to know the story, what is behind that business, what is behind that brand, the people working in that company, what you were doing before, as one of the journalists said, right? So I think that's something you should think about when you are building, when you are writing a press release, the story you want people to know about you.
Have you already tried to pitch your startup to media?
Yes, 2 months ago I think I've tried to send press releases to media here in Estonia, and it was not a good attempt. I've got only one reply, and the reply was "Thank you for the information." So yeah, nowadays I'm a bit more experienced, so I'll make another attempt. But yeah.
What is the first thing that you will do tomorrow after today's event?
Yeah, I'll probably contact one journalist I have to help me to prepare the press release, and then start sending that press release to journalists, to other journalists, not her.
Great, I wish you good luck with that and good luck with your startup. Thank you so much. What do you think is the most valuable when we talk about getting a media attention?
I think media attention gives you a chance to reach people, a visibility, but also credibility. Like marketing-wise, oftentimes, especially with new startups, people maybe don't trust them that much yet. So being featured in media surely gives that credibility.
Is there anything that you will change in your attitude to media after today's event?
I've been working with media before, so not that much, but I really like the point of building long-term relationships with the journalists and treating them as partners, not just journalists. So maybe that's something that I'm taking with me today.
How do you personally think, what is the biggest mistake that startups do when they try to pitch their stories to media?
I think they're being a little too salesy and maybe talking about the product and wanting to get the coverage, but they're not thinking about being newsworthy because the journalists can't really promote or like publish promotional stories.
In your opinion, what is the trends in PR in coming future? Will it be more automated? Will it be like AI based, or it will go like more personalization? Will be like more personalized?
Well, I think not only in PR, but in comms in general, marketers, content writers, AI. But AI in the sense that we can see that Google are not really delivering the way we were seeing before. And now we need to think on how to build content in a way that ChatGPT, Gemini, they can read, they can scrape it throughout the internet and mention you on searches. So I think PR professionals, marketers, they should be really focused on how to build this kind of content.
Do you also help other companies to do that?
We are already doing it. We started doing it ourselves, as a test to see how it goes. We saw that it really works, and now we started sharing our insights and knowledge. So yeah, everything is really in the beginning. All this AI is still being discovered, but yeah, we are already helping here and there.
For those who haven't heard about PR News, how would you describe what you do in one sentence?
Wow. We are a digital marketplace that helps companies and media outlets to connect for sponsored content.
What makes PR News different from other PR agents or media?
Well, the first thing to say is we are not a PR agency. We are a platform that can be used by PR agencies. So I think that's the key message.
And who are your clients? Is it startups? Is it other PR agents? Is it bigger companies?
We help startups, we help small and medium companies because we understand they don't have a huge budget, but they are also ready to do some PR to have their brand published in media outlets. So yeah.
So you work with media all over the world. How do you manage those relationships?
I think we have a really good media team. They are amazing on handling all our publishers, all partners that we have. And indeed, it's all over the globe. We have more than 100,000 media outlets in our platform. I think the key is to ensure them and show that we can be an additional revenue stream for them. And that's how they understand that, yeah, it's good to work with us.
As I understand, you are located in Estonia and Ukraine, but you operate all over the world. So how do you think that your territory located in Tallinn, how does it influence your work?
Originally we are from Ukraine. Our PRNEWS.io was founded in Ukraine. Today we have our office in Tallinn, which is the biggest one we have today. I think we can call it our headquarters at the moment. Being in Estonia means being connected with the whole Europe. It kind of helps us to be more connected with businesses, brands, but also with more media outlets. So coming here was a big change for our founders, and it all made sense, and our company just grew from there.
Which markets are growing the fastest right now in terms of PR distribution?
The US, for sure. It's a market we are expanding our business to. We already have an office there. We have some team members over there, and we can really see that it's growing day by day, and we are putting a lot of efforts on that market because we see a huge opportunity.
Tell us about the goals for PR News for this year. You already said that you're entering the US market. Will be there any new platforms, markets, or anything else?
We are expanding to the US. Right now we already have a really good connection in Europe, and it will continue. We will remain growing here. But yeah, we are now expanding to US, and we are also launching a new platform. It's Middle Eastern. It's kind of what we do with PRNEWS, but it's more on the management side of how do you connect with how the brand connect with a media outlet, and being in control of all steps while you're waiting for your news to be published. So, and this platform is 100% focused on the US. So yeah, it's our new baby, I would say.
Wow, sounds awesome. Very, very excited. I wish you good luck with that.